Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a little sniffing video for you. I ordered some samples from a niche house that I have been wanting to explore, and it's called Etat Libre d'Orange. So this is how it came. Now Etat Libre d'Orange, it's a French perfume brand out of Paris. I think this is such a cool brand. I decided to order just some samples. So what I just really love about this brand, I mean, I don't really know the perfumes yet, so that's why I thought I would do a live sniffing with you, but I love the branding of this fragrance house. I think it's just really cool. So it has the colors, the French colors, the blue, white, and red, like the French flag, but all their bottles look really cool. And the sticker, instead of having the sticker on the front of the fragrance, the sticker will go around the side of the fragrance. I think it's really just different. Their fragrances have really cool, unusual names, and that's what I actually really love about niche brands, is that they're willing to, you know, just do something a little bit quirky, thinking outside the box, and just a little bit more daring. Like they have this fragrance called, oh yeah, here it is, Fat Electrician. Like what a name. So this came with it, and then they have a little explanation of what the fragrance is about. You can find this all on their website. So I actually just ordered it straight off their website. I think I ordered 5 samples to Switzerland. The samples were, I believe, €3 per sample. They came like this. I'll show you quickly how it came. And I believe the shipping for just 5 samples was so inexpensive. I think the shipping was €2 because they could just send it in a little padded envelope instead of sitting in a box. This is what they look like. They actually come in little individual boxes. They have this one fragrance that I really wanted to buy a sample of, but you couldn't buy a sample on their website for some reason, which I'm very surprised because there's no way I want a full bottle of it. It's called Sécrétion Magnifique, which means the magnificent secretions. And that perfume gets talked about sometimes here in the beauty or in the perfume community because it is supposed to be the most disgusting smelling perfume ever. Like it's supposed to smell like secretions of the body. Just very creative. And I actually wanted to try a sample because I've just seen people review it, but they didn't have it. But anyways, so this one is called Spice Must Flow. These are little 2 milliliter samples. They come in a little box with a little sprayer. It came out in 2019. It's an oriental spicy fragrance for women and men. So they're all unisex, the fragrances. The top notes are cardamom, middle notes are ginger and Turkish rose, and the base note is incense. So it's kind of like this incensey rose. Whoa, I can immediately smell it. Oh yes. Okay, so the opening note, I'm immediately thinking this is really good. Wow, the rose is gorgeous. This is delicious. Wow, it's a big rose perfume. Turkish rose is known to be like super fragrant. It almost smells a little bit like a Turkish delight because Turkish delights often have rose water in them. Oh my gosh, cardamom and ginger and incense. It's actually a very basic fragrance. Like it's not, I wouldn't say this is super original. I know they have a lot of fragrances in their collection that are just incredibly original just from the sound of them, but I wanted to test fragrances that I think I might actually wear. And this is one I could, wow, this is really good. This reminds me a little bit of one actually I have in my collection already from Aramis, the calligraphy rose. The incense is really nice. It's a little bit smoky. It almost has a little bit of a sort of a sweaty note to it. I don't know if that's from the incense or the ginger or something. It smells like a little bit sweaty, but okay, so far I'm really liking this. It's just a beautiful, spicy oriental rose. I wouldn't say that this is, yeah, it's not original. It smells like of really good quality. And the bottle for that one is very cool. Like this one is, I think, at a higher price point, but it smells really, really good. So the next one, this was actually the fragrance that I initially was going to blind buy this because this is what really got me interested in this house. This is Rien Intense Incense. So Rien, they have a fragrance called Rien. Rien just means nothing in French. And then this is the intense version, the Intense Incense version, a smoky incense fragrance. But it also has like aldehydic elements from it. And I've seen a lot of reviews on this one, an absolute monster sillage. So this fragrance has aldehydes, caraway, and bergamot, rose, iris, and incense, and then also amber, patchouli, laudanum, and moss. So it has like an incense leathery note, but then there's also this aldehydic note to it. When the package arrived, I already sniffed it quickly because I was just too curious not to try it. This one was like different than I thought it would be. I'm actually really glad that I did not blind buy this because some people, you know, say, oh, it's not a safe blind buy. I really enjoy unique fragrances. Like I really love Dior Leather Oud, for example. That's one of my absolute favorites in the wintertime. And I want to have some more like out there fragrances like that. I really love animalic scents as well. It didn't turn me off, people saying that this is very smoky and leathery. So that wasn't like a negative for me. I wanted a perfume like that. It opens with this really strong aldehydic note, and aldehydic note often smells like soap, and that's like throwing me off. This one, I wonder if the dry down will be different because I get this really soapy note from it, from the aldehydes, and I'm not even really smelling the leather. So I smell incense. I definitely smell incense. It smells like one of those. Have you ever gone into those like world market type of shops? They often sell like fair trade stuff, and they'll sell like incense and like hippie things and stuff like that. That's what this perfume kind of reminds me of, when you go into one of those stores and then they'll have like a shelf where they sell little trinkets and tchotchkes. They'll sell like little candles and little handmade soaps, some incense there, and like, yeah, little bars of soap made of essential oils and stuff. That's what this is reminding me of. So this was really different than what I expected. I expected this to be a smoky, leathery bomb, and it's really not. So I'm really glad I didn't blind buy this, because I don't know if I would want a full bottle of this, because that aldehydic soapy vibe is just really throwing me off. It's kind of giving me this old school type of vibe. The soap in here is kind of a soap that you would find not at like a place like the Body Shop or Bath and Body Works or something. It's more like a soap that you would find like in your grandmother's old wooden cupboard that she's stocked up on maybe. I'm having a hard time with this fragrance, not because it's turning me off because it's too strong or something. It's just that soapy element. This might just be the opening, and the dry down and the mid notes might be totally different, because right now I'm not even really smelling the leather and other things in there. I'm interested to try this like a full day wear. So the next one I purchased a sample of is called Like This. This one actually has a really cool story behind it. Actually, most of the fragrances from this line have these really whimsical, sort of quirky, off-the-wall stories behind the fragrance. This one was actually a collaboration with the actress Tilda Swinton. Apparently, this is named after her famous poem, and I actually went and read the poem, which this is inspired by. Yeah, it's a love poem, I think, by a Sufi poet named Rumi. So the notes in here are yellow tangerine, ginger, immortelle flower, Moroccan manoli, grass, rose, vetiver, heliotrope, musks, and pumpkin. The pumpkin note and the immortelle, and what else is in here? There's like a ginger and an orange note and pumpkin. That's what really interested me, because I was like, I do not have any pumpkin fragrances in my collection. Okay, this is again different than I thought it would be. I was kind of thinking like pumpkin pie type of vibe. Yeah, it's giving me like a vegetable vibe, because a pumpkin isn't, I mean, is squash considered a vegetable or a fruit? I'm not even sure, but it's kind of giving me definitely that vegetable pumpkin kind of vibe. I really smell the ginger and I smell the pumpkin. I thought this would be kind of like a spicy pumpkin note, like kind of, yeah, like pumpkin pie. But it's definitely more like pumpkin as a vegetable that you do like on a tray bake. It's interesting. I don't think I would buy a bottle of this. Yeah, no. Noel Au Balcon, and it's supposed to be inspired by Father Christmas. Warm, spicy, sweet, and honey and cinnamon type of fragrance. So the notes are tangerine, vanilla, honey, orange blossom, apricot, red pepper, patchouli, musk, citrus, cinnamon again, and nigella. Oh, wow. Oh, I like it. This smells very realistic honey. Wow, and it smells like the white honey. You know, the white honey that is thick and comes in a pot and like doesn't move, like you can turn it upside down and nothing comes out. Cinnamon, I can smell it. And the apricot. Oh my God. Oh, this is so good. I can smell the apricots and I can smell vanilla. There's like is it red pepper or is it a chili note? It's more like a chili note. It's kind of peppery. Oh my God, the honey is very dominant. And the cinnamon, oh my gosh, this is so good. Oh my God, yeah, this is very Christmassy, honey cookie type of vibe. I definitely am smelling the apricots in here, almost like a dried apricot and the cinnamon. It's not super Christmassy in the sense that this reminds me of like a Christmas tree, but this is kind of the sense that you would maybe associate with that time of the year, maybe like cooking and baking. But it's a very refined honey scent. Oh gosh, this is very good. If you like honey fragrances, this is one to check out because I think you could wear this not just at Christmas time. Like I think if you just like honey in general, you would enjoy this. Oh my gosh, that actually smells really good. And this one is again a rose fragrance. This is rose, woody, cacao, floral, citrus, warm, spicy type of fragrance. Top note is bergamot. Middle notes are Turkish rose and cacao, and base notes is woodsy notes. This has cocoa in it, so maybe it's like a little chocolatey. Let's see. Oh, these are strong. I mean, I just did one freaking spritz and I can smell it already. So this is very intense fragrance. The 500 years and the spice must flow. These are similar because they both contain Turkish rose, but the Spice Must Flow one is more incense. It's like smoky. And the 500 years one, this one is more more woodsy. This is very woodsy. Wow. I feel like the woodsy notes are almost a little bit dominant. Like, yes, there is rose, but it's very woodsy, almost like a log cabin type of scent. I do smell cacao in here. But it doesn't smell chocolatey in a way. It's almost like they took the whole pod and not just what's inside the cacao. It's like they took the shell and the stuff around the cacao and just like ground that down. So if I had to pick between these two, I mean, just on my initial feel, I would prefer the Spice Must Flow, but I love smoky type of scents. Like it's a smoky, it almost has a little bit of a sweaty kind of vibe. I don't know, it doesn't smell animalic, but it almost has a little bit of a sweaty vibe, which is strange. Maybe that's from the incense. This one is very woodsy, like not the green part of the forest, but more the actual tree trunk. I think I prefer this one, the Spice Must Flow one. Actually, this is probably from all the ones, the 5 that I have here, I think this is my favorite. The Spice Must Flow. This one is the one I wanted to try, the Sécrétion Magnifique, and I think like a sample would be enough because that one is inspired by like human secretions. Blood accord, iodine, adrenaline, milk. I know there's also supposed to be like the smell of sperm in here and like vaginal secretions and stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if there are other like niche brands, like very cool niche brands that you want me to try. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn on notifications, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye everyone.